So I was at the gas station, right, pumping the gas, and then this thing comes on the screen saying that on the outside gas thing saying that Americans consume 100 acres of pizza a day. Now, why did they feel people needed to know that? Is that a subliminal way of getting people to go in there and buy some gas station pizza or something? Why did they need you to put that on there? Well, they always try to figure out a way to get some money out of you. But what's happening? Oh, so now people are accusing Vance, JD Vance, of killing the Pope. They're saying that Vance is the Pope killer. As they saying, Vance was the last one to see that Pope before he died. I think Vance killed him. Vance ain't bit more killed that old man than I did. It was just time for that Pope to give up the ghost. He was old as dirt, and it was just time for him to go. Now, I saw a video of another young lady. Her name is Mia Truth, or whatever. She's really good. Got a YouTube channel. And there was another video that I saw that said that on Pope Francis's last night in the hospital, I believe, or his last night alive, that he kept screaming and had to be sedated. He kept screaming out in his sleep, jumping up. No, he's in the hospital, last night in the hospital. They said that he kept screaming up through the night that demons were trying to drag him into hell. And said the Pope said, "Get these evil bastards away from me. They're trying to drag me into hell." Which I remember. Was it in January or December? He opened up the portals, didn't he? Didn't he open up the portals? Open up 5 portals or something? So he might have opened up that portal to hell himself. So anyway, yeah, that's what they're saying, that on his last night. He said the demons were trying to pull him into hell and open up the portals to hell in the foot of his hospital bed. That they were trying to drag him and pull him into the portals of hell. But he just it's a coincidence that he opened up the portals of hell, or he opened up some portals in January and December. But no, ain't no JD Vance. JD Vance he's too stupid to kill the Pope. He ain't bit more killed that Pope than I did. But they're going to have a conclave soon, and they are saying that, I read earlier this morning that Pope Francis's possible replacement, there are 6 candidates, and I think one of his possible replacements is a Pope by the name of Peter, which Peter, according to the prophecy, Peter the Great or something like that, is going to be the last Pope of the church age. I thought it was Francis, but they're saying that there's going to be another one that's going to come after him. And that's going to be probably the false prophet. That's going to be the false prophet Pope. The one who comes after Francis is going to be the false prophet Pope. And his name, they're saying that his name is Peter, or Pietro, or something like that. Is like Peter the Great, put it like that. It fulfills the prophecy even more. Oh, darn, here's a train. Just in time. I have perfect timing. It's a darn train. Hopefully it's not long. But, there's also an African African cardinal in the running to be the Pope, which I don't think that's going to happen because Catholicism is one of the most racist religions in the world, and it's got 1.6 billion members, and I just don't see that happening. I would be surprised, but I don't see no black Pope being. I don't see a black African replacing Pope Francis. That's just not going to happen in that religion. It's too racist. What else? Oh, they're thinking now that the wars between Israel and Iran are going to be started through arson war. They said arson is an act of war because, right now Jerusalem is burning down. And they're saying that these are acts of terrorism. Another train? Goodness gracious, what time is it? 3:32? But anyway, they're saying that these are acts of war, where they're burning down Jerusalem, starting all these fires over in Israel, and now Iran is starting to experience fires. There's about to be a war between India and Pakistan. Trump has pretty much said that he's dusted his hands off to Ukraine and Russia. He don't want no more parts of being the mediator or the peacemaker in that war, because he told Ukraine, y'all are fighting a losing battle, which we already knew that anyway. But yeah, Trump is pretty much done with Russia and Ukraine. He don't want no parts of it. He got his own problems to worry about in this country now with those tariffs and things like that. This might be a long train. What else? Diddy's trial will be Monday. It starts on Monday. May 5th, jury selection starts, and they're saying that they're going to start jury selection. But there's been a lie circulating that they offered him 5 years. They offered Diddy to snatch 5 years, but in open court yesterday, the judge asked Diddy if he was going to accept the prosecution's plea deal, and Diddy said no, so we don't know. Sometimes on the eve of trial, that Friday, it depends on how sweet the deal is, the prosecutor can come back and be like, you know what, here, take these 5 years, or, we'll reduce the charges or whatever, and take these 5 years, you might do 3.5 or whatever. And Diddy's lawyer might be like, you know what, instead of taking that gamble, go ahead and take these 5 years. You already got 6 months in, time served. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen with that. So we don't know if Diddy's going to fight, or is he going to try to snatch a plea. We don't know. I still say the charges are bogus. The case is bogus. Yeah. But it's going to drag a lot of people. If that case goes to trial, a lot of people's reputations are going to be mud, irreparable mud. It's going to be damaged beyond the point of return, including Cassie. So her broke back husband, who got her to get that money and put that battery in her back so he can take care of his family, just know that your wife and your family's name is going to be drugged through the mud, because I do believe that he is behind a lot of the whole motivation of her getting those millions from Puffy. I wouldn't even feel like a man knowing that I took another man's money to take care of my family, but that's them. Whatever. I'm not taking up for Diddy. Diddy got to pay for some stuff that he's done, and 5 years may be, appropriate. I don't know, but I still say that the charges are BS. They're bogus. This man is being railroaded. Because these were all consenting adults that attended these freak offs and these parties. Don't get it twisted. That man ain't bit more did nothing to no minors. That's a way to muddy his reputation. So we'll see. Monday, jury selection starts. If Diddy snatches, Friday, tomorrow, I mean, that would be understandable. But if he wants to fight, then, he want to fight for his innocence, and, because he says he's not guilty, then, hey, I'm not mad at him either way. Suge Knight settled his lawsuit too, his wrongful death lawsuit, for where he ran over Terry Carter, the 56-year-old gentleman that he ran over and that he served time for, the 28-year sentence for. He settled the wrongful death for $1.5 million with the victim's surviving family. But they always on the radio. I mean, always on the YouTube and stuff. All these old gangbangers and stuff. This is part of their hustle, where they have these YouTube channels, and they want to talk about stuff that happened 25, 30 years ago. Talked about Biggie and Pac and all this stuff, Puffy and all this ancient history, all this old stuff. They want to talk about this stuff, and that's how they make their money. Because I guess there's some interest in it, because those cases with Tupac and Biggie have still remained unsolved. So there's still a lot of interest in it, and this is how a lot of them make their money. But as far as these old gangbangers, always, in Wack 100, I like him, but Wack 100, he be talking crazy too. Always talking about somebody getting pressed and somebody getting this and that. Y'all press y'all geriatric old behinds somewhere and press in a recliner somewhere. Press y'all butt down somewhere and sit down, because y'all too old to be talking about all that gangbanger talking stuff. Y'all just wait till y'all 50. You Negroes is 50 and 60 years old still talking about getting pressed and all that stuff. Press y'all butts in a recliner and sit down and watch some TV with y'all grandkids and stuff. And y'all kids. Y'all got grown kids and talking about people getting pressed. Oh, all this mud. But anyway, That's what's happening. What else is important? Oh my God, yeah, there's mass layoffs still happening. Um, because there's some Japanese auto manufacturers that are shipping their factories out of America and relocating abroad overseas. So there's going to be more people losing their jobs. There's also going to be I think UPS, they laid off 20,000 people because they lost business with Amazon or something like that. It's like 20,000 people lost their jobs this week. What else? What else? I think that's about it. The most important stuff. But May Doomsday didn't happen, so I still am not being very optimistic about these wars are not going to break out because they're just right there. They're imminent. That all these nations are going to start warring with each other. Um, it's a ticking time bomb at this point. They're saying that in the next few weeks that a lot of the shelves in the grocery stores and all of the stores like Walmart and things are going to be empty because of the issues with the supply chains and the tariffs. So they said expect this, and there's going to be a lot of shortages and uh, just empty shelves in the next upcoming weeks. So a lot of people are probably going to be greedy and start panic buying, especially these foreign people that own these corner stores and stuff. They're going to start trying to buy all of the products in the stores now because they're going to try to put them in their stores and gouge the prices once this does happen. Because it happens all the time. They do that. They go to all your Costco's and all your Walmarts and all your Dollar Trees, and they buy up all the products so they can put them in their own stores in the neighborhoods and stuff and gouge the prices and sell them for 3 times what they paid for them. That's what they do. So hopefully the stores will start trying to put a limit on the amounts of the quantities that they can buy because that's what they do. So y'all get ready. It's about to happen. I mean, like I said, we're slowly entering into the apocalyptic age. Well, we're in the apocalyptic age, but the tribulation is slowly approaching, fastly approaching. And I'm going to make a series, a 7-week series or 7-part series about the upcoming rapture and the tribulation. But this time it's just going to be about how people are going to survive that time period because I don't plan to be here. But, a lot of people, a lot of the watchmen and a lot of the saints here now are trying to leave messages and Bibles and stuff and all kind of stuff behind for the people who are left behind in order to survive that 7-year period of turmoil that is going to happen on the earth. So I'm going to do a series on that. Other than that, y'all, I think I got about less than a minute on my clock, so my battery. So that's it, y'all. Take care. Be safe. Be blessed. If you're not saved, get saved. And if you are saved and your loved ones are not saved, pray that they do get saved before it's too late. We don't want them to have to live through the tribulation because that is going to be, the Bible says it's described as the worst period of time in human history to be alive. So, all right, y'all. Peace. I got to turn this thing off because I got about 30 seconds left on it. Be safe. We're having a storm down here, so I'm trying to get up out of here, y'all. All right. I might be back later on. I don't know. Peace.